Well, hello everyone and welcome back to Jeli's Journey. Well, today we thought we'd go through some of the costs of moving over to Cyprus from the UK, but also the living day-to-day costs and the bills. So when we first decided to move over to Cyprus, we did do some research on the cost involved, and to be honest, we weren't too far off. So, for example, our immigration and our property lawyer in Cyprus cost us €2,380, which is about £2,000, depending on the conversion rate. Now, this cost did include a €500 fee to help us gain our residency. We also had to pay our UK conveyancer, and he cost us about £1,500. For removal firms, we did decide to go with Peter Morton, and we're so pleased we did. He charged us £2,700, but there were extra customs charges at Larnaca Airport, which was about an extra £825. Now, when we decided to fly over and to move to Cyprus, we did fly from Heathrow. So we had a week in London, and that was so Sid the pooch could get his health checks, for the vet to check him, and so he could fly directly with a shorter flight from Heathrow straight into Larnaca. Now, we also used Pet Air UK and Elite Pet Relocation, can't get my words out tonight, and they cost us about £2,500. Now, this did include the transfers from our London hotel to Heathrow Airport, also the vet checks at Larnaca Airport, and Sid's transfer from Larnaca Airport to our new home in Cyprus. Now, when we stayed in London, we also totted up the bill, and it came to about £700, but that included the food also. Now, because we wanted to fly with Sid, we also booked our British Airways flights. Now, we did decide to go business class, not a usual thing that we normally do, but because they offered us extra allowance and because we had so many things still to take over to Cyprus, we decided it was worth the extra little price. Now, also, on top of those prices that we've also discussed, there were the things like paying for the property in Cyprus and also the stamp duty and the assignment taxes that are needed for that property. So, if we do not include the price of the property and the stamp duty, etc., the cost for relocation is approximately £11,725. As mentioned, we did pretty much expect these prices and we had budgeted for them, so there was no real surprises there. Now, we also mentioned about the costs of living. Sorry, Sid's just like... So I'll start again now that Sid's given me his kisses. Now, we did expect those prices. So, we mentioned that we would also talk about the daily living costs in Cyprus and about the bills. So, some of these were not what we were expected, and we did have a few surprises. Now, for instance, we found the Wi-Fi so much cheaper in Cyprus than it is in the UK. Now, we are paying just under €30 a month for fibre, and to receive all the sports channels, Sky, BT, etc., and all the movies, and all the soaps, and all the UK channels, it's costing us about €200 a year. Well, yes, the chin dropped on the floor when I heard that, because what we're doing in the UK is we were paying Sky over £200 a month. Huge savings, absolutely fantastic service. Other fees include the communal fees for the swimming pool, and they are approximately €33 a month. We don't think that's too bad. Now, when it comes to what we would call in the UK our council tax, or the municipality tax over here, we have been told this will be a maximum of €25 a month. Now, bear in mind that in the UK our council tax a month was over £220. And again, big saving. We are over the moon and nicely surprised at that one. Water bills in Cyprus, we've been told they will be approximately €30 a month. We are paying £54 in the UK, so again, another big saving. House insurance, we've been told approximately €30. Now, electricity is one of the higher bills in Cyprus, and we have received our first bill, which was €180. Now, it sounds a lot, but when you think of what we're paying in the UK at the moment for electricity and gas, and we were paying over £256 a month, it's another big saving. So we are not overly disappointed with €180 a month. Car insurance is what we're paying, darling, for the Mazda, about €35 a month.
35 a month, and about 22 for the Peugeot.
And about 22 for the Peugeot. So again, that's not too bad. Maybe a little bit on par with the UK. Road tax is about €5 a month, and we're thinking we are going to put aside €130 a month for the petrol. We're going to watch that because we're not too sure how much we're going to go through, but we'll keep an eye on it. Now, when it comes to MOTs, Jeri will probably be able to give you a bit more information on this one. Jeri, what about the MOTs?
Once every 2 years, your MOT.
And so, ours has been done, hasn't it?
Both cars have been done this year, so we're good for a
couple of years.
Now. So.
Result, get in. So, we've talked about the cars, we've talked about the road tax, we've talked about the MOTs. The next thing is, CETA, the SIM cards. Now, we have 2 pay-as-you-go.
2 SIM cards, €10 each.
And you get enough calls, enough minutes, and enough gigabyte of data to keep you going. So honestly, €20 for 2 people is all that you need. Now, we've also decided to put about €20 a month aside for things like the car service, etc., just to get us ready for the years to come. Now, if you decide to use Revolut in Cyprus and you want the premium service, please bear in mind that this is going to cost you about €8 for each account that you do have. Now, the important bit, don't go checking my maths on this one, but if we were to work out all those roughly monthly bills, it's going to come to about €597, which is roughly £520. Now, that is an awful lot cheaper than what we were paying in the UK. Now, what I will say here, and this is where the shocker came for us, is the price of food in Cyprus. We are finding it a lot more expensive than in the UK, aren't we, Dawn?
Yeah, shopping bills are a lot more expensive. However, we need to shop around different supermarkets and maybe try and find a few bargains rather than just get everything in one.
We will. So it's still early days. We've only been here about 8 weeks. So we will find all the local supermarkets. There's one called Metro, PopLife, Lidl's here. So we will pop around them all and keep an eye on the food shop. So what we have decided to do is put approximately €800 a month aside just for the food and the treats. So this would bring our monthly living cost to about €1,400. That's about £1,200, bearing in mind whatever the conversion rate is at the time. Now, again, this may change, as we've said, what Jeri was talking about, that when we change different supermarkets, but we still think that the food is more expensive than in the UK. So if you are coming out and expecting cheap food, you may need to shop around a little bit more. Now, what I'm going to do is, on the end of this recording, I will add a list of all the costs that we have talked about today, just to give you an approximate idea to work on. Please can I take this opportunity to say thank you for all your help, all your support, and to say welcome to our new subscribers. If you haven't liked and subscribed to our channel, please can we kindly ask you that you do so. It really does help, and we would absolutely adore to get to 500 subscribers. So, if this has helped, please let us know. If there is something that you would like us to do or somewhere that you would like us to go, please just let us know. Until next time, have a great evening. Take care now. Bye.